All right, so the purpose of today's exercise is to experiment and I guess to prove that the Jacobs Creek Le Petit Rosé could be a triple threat. French-style rosé, heavy on the Pinot in there, so it's a little bit dry, a little bit more savory. What we're going to try to achieve here today is to come up with a dessert to essentially complete your meal, so throughout the whole course of it, you wouldn't have to change lanes. So the dish that we've set ourselves up with today is a white chocolate mousse, caramelised sesame filo, with some fresh local passion fruits and some beautiful fresh strawberries. First off, what we're going to do is make the mousse. We've got some egg yolks in there, over the top with a little bit of caster sugar, little hit of vanilla paste. Now I'm just going to whisk that together. So we want to get that light yellow, pale, fluffy, get some volume in there, and then I'm going to go over the top. I've got a little bit of hot milk. Exactly what we're doing here is making an anglaise. So it's a little bit different to a traditional style mousse recipe or the ones that I've read, but this works an absolute treat. We throw that back into the saucepan, onto the stovetop, nice low heat until we get a beautiful, thick, creamy anglaise. All right, that took all of 3 minutes, and we've got a beautiful, thick, creamy, glossy anglaise there. Now we're going to go back into this bowl here, white chocolate in, hot anglaise over the top, all right? The residual heat in that anglaise is going to melt the chocolate. Then we can go with the mascarpone, whip the cream, combine those together. So for the first time round, we're going to put about a third of it in. I'm just going to move that through, all right? So just to start off, and you guys know the drill, I'm going to go in the second third, and then the last third, fold it through, into a piping bag, in the fridge. Mousse is done. All right, and then we get to move on to the caramelised sesame filo. What we're going to aim to do here is create layers with the melted butter, some caster sugar, some sesame, and almost, it's kind of taking inspiration from a classic French dessert, the millefeuille, going with French rosé. So we'll start off with the filo on the board here. I'm just going to give this a generous brush with melted butter, okay? Follow with a little sprinkle of caster sugar, little sprinkle of sesame seeds, and then we go over the top with another layer of the filo. And what I like to do, I repeat this process 5 times. 5 layers of this is the absolute sweet spot. For the 5th and final layer, just a little sprinkling of the sea salt over the top, okay? So it's just that touch of seasoning. I feel like white chocolate just screams out for a little bit of salt, just to rein in the sweetness and to balance out this dish, all right? So we're gonna cut these discs out, transfer them onto the baking sheet, then we'll go over the top, more baking paper, and go over the top of that with another tray. So you've got dual heating. So you're gonna be caramelizing from the top and the bottom, baking it in the oven at 160 for about 15 minutes. Put them in the fridge, lock them away, or let them cool down at room temp, because you don't wanna go straight onto a nice cold mousse with a hot disc of filo pastry. All right, caramelized sesame filos. When it's cool to touch, you are ready to plate. Snick the bottom off there. We'll start with the white chocolate mousse on the base. Over the top, just some passion fruit on there, fresh strawberries. So there's, oh, hear that? More mousse over the top. So now I'm just gonna pipe some mousse onto this one here. Lid on, and then we just transfer that. And I guess what this whole concept is about is trying to flip the inspiration on its head. So instead of meandering through the grocery aisle, trying to find inspiration for a meal, head down, grab yourselves a bottle out of the Jacobs Creek portfolio, anything they've got, and work backwards from there. Come up with a dish you think is going to complement it. At the end of the day, it's about experimenting. It's about having a little bit of fun, whether it's a success or a failure. You know you're going to enjoy the ride. It's over to you. I rate that. Highly. You never know.